So, how does ChatGPT avoid having people use it for evil purposes? They've added filters, known as guardrails, that aim at filtering out harmful, biased, or misleading content, like how to build bombs or other harmful actions. ChatGPT gets feedback from the people who use it to help add more guardrails as time goes on, since it may be impossible to think of every harmful use of language in advance. For each response, if you find something you want to report as harmful, you can give it a thumbs down and submit a comment. Remember, ChatGPT generates text based on patterns it learned from vast amounts of data. Its answers are based on probability, and so the same question will be answered a bit differently each time. Also, since it was trained on information from all over the internet, the answers can be biased. For example, if you ask it to write a story about a boy and a girl choosing their careers, it might create a story where the boy chooses engineering or technology, and the girl chooses teaching. Another important thing to remember is that it will sometimes make up facts that sound very plausible. For example, if you ask ChatGPT to list books written by a particular author, especially one who isn't famous, it's likely to list some books that weren't written by them in addition to books that were. Remember, ChatGPT only has training data up to mid 2021, and it was designed only to predict likely sentences, not to be a source of facts. This is important to remember and keep an eye out for. Be sure to verify what it says. You'll often need to search elsewhere, such as Google or Google Scholar, to double check the information using a reliable source. Luckily, this problem of making things up, known as hallucination, can be made less likely to happen by a technique known as grounding. That's connecting external sources of data to the model so it can respond based on what it finds in those sources. Bing Chat from Microsoft does this by its connection to Bing Search. It searches the internet for answers and uses the language model to talk about what it finds on those pages. Perplexity AI works the same way. With these systems, you can click on links to visit the pages it used and do your own fact checking to see if what it's saying is true. Of course, the internet also contains misinformation and disinformation, so this isn't a perfect system, but it does make it less likely for a language model to make up answers. There are other tools and apps that combine language models with reliable sources of information, like Elicit, which grounds its model with research papers, or Google's MedPalm, which combines a language model with medical data sets and textbooks. But for now, if you're using ChatGPT, you'll need to verify the answers it gives, since it's not grounded in this way. Watch the next video to learn more about generative AI and to learn about some other models besides ChatGPT.